Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Talk Mental Health, and I hope everybody's having a great start to the week. So, what we're kind of going over today is how you can sort of escape from pain and baggage that you carry around with you, because we're all guilty of it. And I sort of came across tools and was more aware that I did this recently when I came across this book called The Power of Now. It's a spirituality book, and recently I was talking to somebody in the mental health industry that was much more knowledgeable and qualified than I am, and he said that he's never actually met anybody else that's read the book, but it would be something that he would recommend as probably the most effective book for providing tools and kind of understanding your brain a lot more. So I'd recommend that very much. But the part of the book that is applicable to this is it sort of discusses how our brain is like a problem-solving device, and if there isn't a problem to solve, it'll dig up problems. So you could be sat in paradise and it would say, yeah, this is great, but... And a big thing that we are guilty of as humans is carrying pain around with us. So there'll be like a little box in your head full of memories, emotions, feelings, bad events that have happened to you in the past. Could be your guinea pig passing away when you were 5 years old and you are still kind of feeling the emotions, or more gruesome stuff. But the ability to kind of replay those emotions and the feelings and the imagery of that pain kind of tricks you into believing that it's still happening and it's following you around. And if you kind of sit with it too much, it will bring you down, and it will start to kind of encourage you to do negative coping mechanisms like drinking or taking drugs, because you feel like you just can't escape from this pain that you live with. And like the big book sort of teaches that you can identify these thoughts as a negative voice in your head, but choose to sort of view them as if somebody was saying something you disagree with, so you just leave the room. And they're just fleeting thoughts. And the best sort of way to sort of counteract them is to identify, yes, this process is occurring on my brain, but what's troubling me right now? I can personally say, like, no matter what I've been through in the past, I have no issues right now. Yes, I've got a big stack of project management books behind me. I have an essay due in a week. And that's not a problem affecting me right now, that's just something I'm working towards. Aside from that, I have no problems. Repeating this and reminding myself of this shuts that negative voice up in my head that's trying to be like, yeah, but remember when this happened? That sucked, didn't it? But yeah, that did, but we made it through it. And you can't change it, it's in the past, so you need to kind of at some point just kind of try and detach yourself from it, which is really hard. I remember when I went to South Africa for 2 weeks with my dad, and we did all these like amazing things. We went on a safari in a jeep. I saw giraffes face to face, lions, rhinos, went on beaches, all these really cool things. But I remember that holiday, I was in my head more than I was out experiencing how cool it was. And I remember I literally came face to face with all these cool wild animals, and I was thinking about bad events that had occurred to me years in the past, And because I started to feel these emotions again, I started to feel really down. I felt really caught up in my brain. I had a big black foggy cloud in my head. I wasn't appreciating my surroundings. And as soon as I got back to my hotel room after, I just went to the shop. I bought some alcohol because I thought, oh, well, this will numb me. This will make me feel better. Which is the worst thing I could have done, because alcohol lowers your inhibition. So it takes away your way to think rationally. So I would sit with the thoughts even deeper, and maybe even trick myself to believe that I'm reliving all these bad events that have happened to me. But what did I do with my day? I literally saw a giraffe. It didn't kick me in the balls. I didn't get eaten by a lion. I didn't have any problems that day. I had a fantastic experience. So why am I letting something that happened 2 years ago bring me down and affect me and lead me to end up going home and drinking on my own to numb myself? It's because I got too caught up with my pain identity. So if you haven't read the book, I'd recommend it. I'm sure you can think of scenarios in your own life where this has happened, and just being able to sort of identify that it's happening makes it a lot easier to observe the process and ignore it and find things that you can do that just shut it up. So I quite often find that, one, writing the thoughts down and looking at them and thinking, what? Or I might find that there's something that pops up in my head like quite frequently, that maybe there's something I can do to change it, to ease my conscience. Maybe I just need to give myself some closure, give myself a break, talking to friends about it, or doing anything that takes you out of your head. So a big one for me is cleaning. I like to play games, immersive things. You're doing it and you're thinking about the process. If I'm cooking some chicken, if I am down and feeling really low, I might end up not cooking the chicken properly. It'll taste bad and I might become ill. Or going to do a sport, you need to focus on the sport. And I bet you'll find there's been times in your life where you have been feeling really low about something, and then you might have gone and done a sport you enjoy. You've played a game, doing some like Call of Duty with your friends. Some League of Legends games are quite intense. Your focus needs to be on it. And after you've finished, is that thought still looming in your head? Quite often, if it's something in the past that doesn't affect you now, but it's just something you were reliving earlier, it won't still be looming over you, because you detach yourself from your pain identity and you lived in the present. You made the most of it. Your focus was here, and here there are no problems, or most of the time you'd hope so. And if there is a problem here right now, you can solve it. So my problem at the moment is I've got an essay due in a week. I'm not worried, because there's something I can do about it, and that is do the work. So just try and give yourself a break and identify, there is a side of you that will relive bad times, but you don't need to identify yourself with that. It's not a case that, you've met a new friend and they don't truly know who you are until you've sat them down and told them every bad problem that you've had that haunts you. Yes, sometimes it's applicable and they might understand why you do some things you do, but the bad experience that you've had are things that you have overcome, and you're here now because yes, you've experienced them, but you defeated them and you put them behind you. Remind yourself of that, and you are becoming a stronger person every single day, so you should give yourself more credit, and you're doing great. And if you sit here and you think there is a problem right now, there's a few problems actually, then that's the best case scenario, because those are problems that you have control over and you can act. And if there is something you can do to change these problems, then fantastic. You will go to sleep at night and you will feel very relieved. It's not hanging over you anymore. If it is something you can't control and you can genuinely say that, you don't need to carry it around with you. I think a big part is just really just trying to let go of these feelings and give yourself more credit, you know, and just kind of going through these emotions, experiencing them, and choosing to ignore them. Those internal battles that go on in your head, you know how often this occurs and how often you sort of overcome it. You should give yourself credit and give yourself positive reinforcement for doing these things, because nobody knows how hard it is to live in your head other than you. So you should absolutely reward yourself somehow. You know, encourage other people to do the same. Spread the good vibes. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you're having a great week. And if you are fancying a good read, I would recommend The Power of Now. It was very helpful for me and anyone else that I've spoke to who's read it. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next one. Hope you're all well and stay safe. Until next time.